Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the edge of everything familiar. Behind you, the well-lit path of routine, of good enough, of comfortable mediocrity. It's safe there, predictable. Your feet know every stone, your eyes have memorized every landmark. But your soul is whispering of a horizon you cannot yet see. That tightness in your chest, that restless energy in your hands when the world is quiet, that is not anxiety. That is your potential, vibrating at a frequency you've been taught to ignore. It is the sum of every dream you ever boxed up with the label impractical. It is the ghost of the person you promised yourself you would become, now standing before you, asking a single deafening question: is this all there is? The world didn't give you that hunger to torment you. It is not a curse, it is a compass. That profound dissatisfaction is the very first, most critical ingredient. You must be deeply, truly unhappy with the status quo, not in a whining, helpless way, but in a way that fuels a sacred rage, a quiet defiance. This is not about hating your life. It's about loving an idea of your future so fiercely that your present circumstances become unacceptable. Look at your hands. These are not the hands of a bystander. In your veins runs the blood of survivors, of explorers, of those who looked at a blank map and saw a kingdom. You were born with a legacy of resilience coded into your DNA. Every ancestor who overcame, who persisted, who fought for a sliver of light, their victory is your inheritance. But an inheritance must be claimed. It doesn't just appear in your bank account. You claim it by choosing, right now, in this silence, to believe the quiet voice over the roaring crowd. The crowd will quote statistics. The crowd will list logical reasons. The crowd will preach the gospel of realism. But you are not a statistic. You are a singularity. Your journey does not exist in the averaged-out data of millions. It exists in the uncharted territory of your own will. So acknowledge the fear, feel its cold breath on your neck, and then recognize it for what it is, a sentry guarding the border between the ordinary and the extraordinary. Its job is to test your resolve. If it were easy, everyone would cross. This tightness, this uncertainty is the price of admission to a life of meaning. Don't seek to erase the fear. Seek to become the kind of person who moves with it, through it, in spite of its chorus. The journey of 10,000 miles begins not with a step, but with a decision that the ground beneath your feet is no longer where you belong. That decision is a declaration of war on your former self. It is the moment you become a citizen of a future you must build with your own two hands. Now, with that decision echoing in your spirit, we must dismantle the greatest lie ever sold, the myth of the overnight success. You see the highlight reel, the breakthrough, the award, the viral moment. What you are meticulously not shown are the 10,000 hours of invisible labor, the brutal, unglamorous, lonely hours in the trench of practice, the failures so complete they feel like identity theft, the days when the only thing you built was doubt. This right here, in the grind, this is where the alchemy happens. This is where you are forged. You will not find motivation one day. Motivation is a fleeting visitor, an emotional spark. What you must build is discipline, the unshakable architecture of habit that stands when the spark has long since died. Discipline is the promise you make to your future self and keep, especially when your present self screams for the comfort of the couch, the distraction of the screen, the solace of surrender. Today, you must do the thing you said you would do, not because you feel like it, but because you said you would. That is the contract. That is the sacred pact between who you are and who you are becoming. And in this phase, you must fall in love with the process itself, not the distant shimmering prize. Fall in love with the burn in your muscles, the focused silence of deep work, the stubborn act of showing up to a blank page, a silent gym, a complex problem, day after day after day. This is your craft. And mastery is not a destination, it is the path itself. Every single day, you are presented with a choice to define yourself or to be defined, to act or to be acted upon. The world will constantly try to define you by your past mistakes, by your current job title, by your bank account, by other people's opinions. Your mission is to reject every external definition through relentless, focused action. Your actions are your truth, not your thoughts, not your intentions, not your eloquent plans scribbled in a journal. Your actions. One focused hour is worth a year of fantasizing. One small completed task builds more momentum than a grand unfinished blueprint. This is about compound effort. The single push-up seems meaningless, but do it every day and soon you are stronger. The single sentence written seems trivial, but write it every day and soon you have a book. You are not climbing a mountain in a single leap. You are placing one stone perfectly upon another and trusting that this daily patient masonry will eventually build a cathedral. The universe respects consistency more than it respects talent. Talent is a beautiful seed, but without the daily discipline of water and sun, it withers unseen. Embrace the boredom of excellence. Embrace the repetition. For in that repetition, you are not just doing a task, you are engraving a new identity onto your soul. And here, at the peak of your discipline, you will meet your true adversary. It is not competition. It is not lack of resources. It is not the system. Your most formidable foe is the voice in your own mind, the inner critic, the saboteur. It speaks in the familiar, reasonable tones of your own thoughts, and its weapon is the story it tells. You're not ready. They're better than you. Who do you think you are? It's too late. What if you fail? This is the critical battle, the war for your own narrative. You must understand that this voice is not truth. It is a malfunctioning ancient security system designed to keep you small, safe, and within the tribe. In a world of physical predators, that voice saved lives. In a world of limitless potential, that voice commits spiritual murder. You must become the author of your own story, and you must write it with deliberate, unshakable conviction. You are not a passive character waiting for the plot to happen to you. You are the protagonist, the writer, and the director. So, what is the story you're telling yourself? Is it a story of deficiency and limitation? Or is it a story of growth, resilience, and inevitable triumph? The moment you face a setback, and you will, the old script will play. See, I knew you couldn't do it. It's over. Your job is to pick up the pen and write the next line. This setback is data. This failure is a lesson. This pain is a teacher. I am not defined by what happened to me. I am defined by what I do next. This is the practice of cognitive sovereignty. You must learn to interrogate every negative thought. Ask it, is this absolutely true? Is this thought helping me build the life I want? If the answer is no, you must, with the ferocity of a warrior, replace it. This is not positive thinking. This is strategic thinking. You are programming your own internal software. Affirmations are not magic spells. They are neural pathways under construction. Saying, I am capable and strong is not a lie if you are in the process of doing capable and strong things. It is a statement of direction. Your mind believes what you consistently tell it. Feed it doubt, and it will become a fortress of fear. Feed it courage, and it will become an unassailable citadel of belief. You must also build an environment that supports this new narrative. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, the conversations you entertain, they are all co-authors of your story. You cannot fly with eagles if you are nested with chickens who constantly tell you flying is dangerous and foolish. Protect your mindset like it is the most precious thing you own, because it is. Everything external is a reflection of something internal first. To change your world, you must first change the story you tell yourself about what is possible for you in that world. So you have the hunger. You have the discipline. You are rewriting your inner narrative. Now, you must understand the scale of your mission. You are not here to be slightly better. You are not here to incrementally improve. You are here to transform. Transformation is not a gentle edit, it is a fire. It requires you to let parts of yourself burn away so that new, stronger metal can be forged. This is about becoming a different person, a person to whom success is not an accident, but a natural consequence of their character. This journey will cost you. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you certain relationships that were built around your old, smaller self. It will cost you the cheap validation of people who liked you better when you weren't a threat. You must be willing to pay that price. You must be willing to be misunderstood, to be alone in your vision, to be called crazy, obsessed, or unrealistic. Every single icon you admire, every historical figure who shifted the paradigm was called those very things. They were not applauded when they were in the wilderness building their ark. They were ridiculed. Your willingness to endure that ridicule is proportional to the size of your dream. This phase is about embracing total responsibility. There are no more excuses, no more blaming the economy, your upbringing, your bad luck, or the people who doubted you. The moment you blame an external force, you hand it your power. You declare yourself a victim of circumstance, and victims are powerless. You must take the radical stance that everything in your life, the good and the bad, is there because you attracted it, allowed it, or created it with your thoughts, decisions, and actions. This is not about guilt, it's about immense power. If you are responsible for the problem, you are inherently capable of crafting the solution. You are no longer a leaf in the wind. You are the pilot of the plane, and even in a storm, your hands are on the controls. This level of responsibility is terrifying because it means the buck stops with you, but it is also the most liberating force on earth. It means you are free, free to change anything, free to start from exactly where you are with exactly what you have. You look at your obstacles and you say, "This is the raw material from which I will build my victory." The hardship is not a blockade on the road. It is the road. It is shaping you, testing you, giving you the very muscles you will need to hold the weight of your ultimate success. You are being tempered, and a tempered blade does not fear the battle. It was created for it.
Now let's talk about legacy. This is bigger than you. Your transformation is not a selfish act. It is the most profound contribution you can make to a world that is asleep, settled, and sedated by comfort. By choosing to become the most powerful, vibrant, and authentic version of yourself, you give everyone around you silent permission to do the same. You become a living signal flare in the fog, proving that the other shore exists. Your success, your vitality, your unshakable peace, these become a lighthouse for other ships lost in their own storms. You are here to ignite a chain reaction of courage. When you break through your own glass ceiling, you shatter it for everyone who comes after you. Your journey whispers to the spirit of others. If they can do it, so can I. This is about energy. You are a node in a vast network of human consciousness. When you elevate your energy, when you operate from a place of passion, love, creativity, and abundance, you raise the frequency of the entire network. Your focused light makes the whole world brighter, even in ways you will never see. A child you never meet will be inspired by your story. A stranger will find hope because of the energy you radiate simply by walking into a room as a person who has conquered themselves. So do not shrink, do not play small to make others comfortable. Your fullest expression is a gift the world desperately needs. The goal is not to arrive at some distant finish line where you are finally successful and can then relax. The goal is to live in a constant state of becoming. To wake up every single day with a fire in your belly that says, "Today I will be better than I was yesterday. Today I will create, I will serve, I will push the boundaries of my own soul." This is a lifelong pilgrimage. There is no peak. There is only the next summit, the next challenge, the next version of yourself waiting to be born. So embrace the eternal student. Stay hungry. Stay foolish. Stay relentlessly curious. And when you look back years from now, you will not measure your life in trophies or bank statements. You will measure it in the depth of your character, the strength you forged in adversity, the lives you touched simply by being undeniably, unapologetically you. The world does not need another copy. It needs your original voice, your unique struggle, your triumphant story. So go, start now, not tomorrow, not next Monday, now. This second is a portal. Your future self is watching this moment, hoping you choose them. Be brave enough to believe in the person you are destined to become, and then, with everything you have, go build them.